So Netflix keeps beating this dead horse. Whether you are a fan of the books, games, or just saw the show for some reason, you would probably agree that there is no Witcher show without Henry Cavill. And I don't really want to dunk on Liam Hemsworth, but no. No. The first season wasn't terrible, but the quality was massively dropping with every new season, and your perception of the show highly depended on how much you were familiar with the Witcher lore. If you liked the games, you hated it. If you liked the books, you hated it. And if you didn't know the source material at all, you probably wondered what the hell was going on. And if you somehow liked season 3, I fail to believe that you are even human. Unlike the games, Netflix made a terrible job at portraying the Witcher world. Some actors were horribly miscasted, especially Triss and Vilgefortz. One of the biggest problems, however, was Yennefer. And in this case, it's not even the actress's fault. Yes, she's nothing like Yennefer, but at least she's hot. The real problem is this. This is the problem. Explain to me why one of the most powerful sorceresses in the world is suddenly using swords. Why is she even so good at sword fighting? Why is this a thing? Imagine you are this powerful spellcaster that can set the sky on fire and make it rain, but you're like, sword fight. Yennefer is so much more powerful than Geralt, but somehow she also had to be good at this one thing that the Witchers are known for? Is it a budget reason or something else? Let's ask my old pal Sigmund Freud. How about you, female Voldemort? Yeah, I don't know either. Nobody knows. And I heard it will be even worse in the new season. Apparently one of the sorcerers will be a dwarf woman using a magic hammer. And you may ask, what does that have anything to do with The Witcher? Nothing. It has nothing to do with The Witcher. Dwarves don't use magic in the Witcher universe. Sure, you can have a dwarf wizard in your fantasy story, but it ain't The Witcher anymore. Netflix never cared about giving us an authentic Witcher experience. They just wanted to create a Teemu version of Game of Thrones to make a lot of money, and in the process of twisting the Witcher world into their own unholy Frankenstein creation, they turned the Witcher into a generic fantasy, and they will lose a lot of money. Because if you treat it as just another fantasy story, instead of treating it as the Witcher fantasy story, you are setting yourself to lose. Characters, world building, magic system, everything. Netflix creation barely resembles The Witcher. Henry Cavill was the only one that was keeping this show on life support. Now the Netflix version of the story lacks the only thing people liked about it.
Fuck.
I heard many times that this team of talentless hacks not only did not like the books, but they were openly mocking the source material. Bold move from Netflix to put in charge of the Witcher show people who hated The Witcher. And I think I know why they hated it. It's because they were too dumb to understand it. And the first episode, which is based off the Lesser Evil short story, completely proves it. Just read the story before watching this episode and you will immediately see what I'm talking about. Netflix version follows the same beats and show you the same almost exact scenes, but somehow it makes no sense anymore and it's full of plot holes. If this is the best Netflix can do, then it was clear from the very beginning that the show was doomed. And we can't forget that when Netflix had the complete freedom to create a story that was only slightly related to the novels, they created Blood Origin, which is the worst thing you will ever see. The only good thing about it is that this is an absolute rock bottom, so it can't possibly get any worse than that. Surely season 4 can't be as bad as Blood Origin, right? Well, it's Netflix, so you never know. Everything is on the table, except the show being good. Netflix threw away that table together with Henry Cavill. On the positive note, the latest Witcher book is pretty good. I would recommend it. Also, Andrzej Sapkowski recently got Gold Medal of Gloria Artis for his contribution to Polish culture, which is very well deserved, because the Witcher books had huge impact on the Polish pop culture, even known overseas, translated to many different languages before they were popularized by the games. It changed Polish fantasy forever and is loved by all sorts of people from many different backgrounds. I remember a few years ago I saw Sapkowski at the Book Expo in Warsaw. When his panel ended, all the people in the audience immediately swarmed around him, asking for his autograph. Nobody even cared about other authors, and he was like, let me through, there is no table here, we need to find the table. And there was this blind woman holding onto his sleeve. She had a book written in Braille. I assume it was the Witcher copy. Then I thought to myself, isn't it great that so many different people all over the world even can enjoy Sapkowski's work? And when I think about it, it only makes me more angry that Netflix fucked it all up.